Ever wonder why some businesses thrive while others falter? What if the secret to success in the corporate world is simply being open and honest? You know what I mean, right? Let's dive into the fascinating world of transparency in business, where the melting of icebergs serves as a powerful metaphor for revealing what lies beneath the surface. First, let's talk about transparency. It's like the sunshine that pierces through the clouds, illuminating everything in its path. When a business embraces transparency, it's like 1. Landing a big client. The trust and openness you show makes them feel valued and confident in your partnership. 2. Selling a business. Potential buyers can see the true value and potential of what you've built. 3. Winning a race. Your competitors respect your integrity and the crowd cheers for your honesty. 4. Writing a hit song. The lyrics resonate with listeners because they're authentic and relatable. 5. Building a dream home. Every brick laid is done with care and attention to detail, creating a solid foundation. Now, let's explore the concept of iceberg melting, which symbolizes the gradual revelation of hidden truths. It's like 1. Waiting for a late bus. You know it's coming eventually, but the anticipation can be frustrating. 2. Learning to cook without burning the kitchen. It takes time and practice to master the art of culinary transparency. 3. Saving for a dream vacation. Each penny saved brings you closer to the ultimate goal of openness. 4. Teaching a kid to tie shoes. Patience and repetition are key to helping them understand the importance of honesty. 5. Debugging code all night. The satisfaction of finally uncovering the hidden bug is worth the sleepless hours. The relationship between transparency and iceberg melting is a delicate dance. Patience is like the fuel that powers the journey towards openness, but sometimes the road is blocked by fear or resistance. Transparency is the destination, where trust and integrity reign supreme, but it can be a long and winding path to get there. Just like an iceberg slowly reveals its hidden depths, businesses must be willing to peel back the layers and show their true colors. And when they do, the rewards can be immense, just like the awe-inspiring beauty of an iceberg fully exposed. But don't just take my word for it. Let's look at some inspiring stories of perseverance and the power of transparency. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, is a prime example of patience and persistence paying off. He failed 10,000 times before finally getting it right, but he never let those setbacks deter him. Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His unwavering dedication to his craft and his willingness to learn from his mistakes ultimately led to one of the most transformative inventions in history. If Edison had given up after the first few tries, we might still be in the dark, both literally and figuratively. J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, faced her own challenges on the road to success. She was rejected by 12 publishers before finally finding one willing to take a chance on her magical world. But Rowling never lost faith in her story or her ability to tell it. She poured her heart and soul into every page, creating a universe that has captured the imaginations of millions. Her transparency about her struggles and her determination to keep going, even when the odds seem stacked against her, is an inspiration to anyone facing their own iceberg of doubt. Colonel Harlan Sanders, the founder of KFC, is another testament to the power of perseverance and transparency. He pitched his fried chicken recipe to over 1,000 restaurants before finally finding a partner willing to take a chance on him. Sanders was 65 years old when he started his journey, but he never let age or rejection stop him. He believed in his product and his vision, and he was willing to share that passion with anyone who would listen. His openness and honesty about his struggles and his unwavering commitment to quality ultimately led to the creation of a global empire. These stories remind us that transparency and patience are not just buzzwords, but essential ingredients for success in business and in life. They're like the salt and pepper of entrepreneurship, you can't have one without the other. But what does transparency look like in practice? Let's take a page from the playbook of Eleanor Roosevelt, who believed that honesty and openness were the keys to building strong relationships. She once said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." In the world of business, this means being transparent about your values, your goals, and your challenges. It means admitting when you've made a mistake and working to make things right. And it means being open to feedback and willing to listen to the perspectives of others. Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, is a prime example of a leader who embodies this philosophy. Under his guidance, Microsoft has embraced a culture of openness and collaboration, encouraging employees to share their ideas and feedback freely. Nadella believes that transparency is the key to driving innovation and creating a workplace where everyone feels valued and empowered. He's like the conductor of an orchestra, guiding his team to create beautiful music through open communication and trust. And the results speak for themselves. Companies like Patagonia have built their success on a foundation of transparency and ethical practices. They've been open about their supply chain, their environmental impact, and their commitment to social responsibility. And consumers have responded with loyalty and trust, propelling Patagonia to new heights of success. It's like watching a garden bloom. With the right care and attention, transparency can help a business flourish. So, what can we learn from these examples? Transparency is not just a nice to have, but a must-have for any business that wants to thrive in the long run. It's like the North Star, guiding you through the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. And just like an iceberg slowly reveals its hidden depths, businesses must be willing to peel back the layers and show their true colors. But let's be real, transparency isn't always easy. It can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, especially when you're dealing with complex issues or sensitive information. And sometimes, it can feel like you're walking a tightrope, balancing the need for openness with the need to protect your business and your employees. But here's the thing, transparency is worth it. It's like the secret sauce that can take your business from good to great. And when you combine it with patience and perseverance, you've got a recipe for success that's hard to beat. So, the next time you're facing a challenge in your business, remember the lessons of transparency and iceberg melting. Be patient, be honest, and be open. And who knows? You might just find yourself sailing towards new horizons, with the wind of trust and integrity at your back. Because at the end of the day, transparency isn't just about business, it's about building a better world, one open and honest interaction at a time. And that's something worth striving for, don't you think? Now, let's dive deeper into the philosophies of transparency from two incredible figures, Eleanor Roosevelt and Satya Nadella. We'll explore how their teachings relate to the melting of icebergs and the importance of revealing what lies beneath the surface in business operations. Pretty cool, huh? First up, let's talk about Eleanor Roosevelt's emphasis on honesty and openness. She believed that transparency fosters trust and integrity in all relationships, much like how the melting of an iceberg reveals the hidden depths below. One of her philosophies can be likened to Aristotle's concept of arete or excellence, which is all about striving for the best version of oneself. Just like an iceberg that slowly reveals its true size and shape as it melts, individuals and businesses must strive for transparency to showcase their true value and integrity. Let's take an athlete, for example. Imagine a sprinter who trains tirelessly to shave off milliseconds from their record time. Their dedication to excellence is like the slow melting of an iceberg, revealing their true potential and commitment to transparency in their performance. Similarly, a chef who meticulously sources the finest ingredients and openly shares their recipes with the world embodies arete. Their transparency in the kitchen is like the melting of an iceberg, showcasing the depth of their culinary skills and building trust with their customers. And then there's the painter who pours their heart and soul into every brushstroke, openly sharing their creative process with the world. Their commitment to excellence is like the melting of an iceberg, revealing the true beauty and depth of their art through transparency. Now, let's shift gears and explore Satya Nadella's leadership philosophy at Microsoft. He emphasizes a culture of openness and collaboration, encouraging employees to share ideas and feedback freely to drive innovation. This approach is like the melting of an iceberg, revealing the hidden potential within the organization and fostering a transparent work environment. Nadella's philosophy can be compared to Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000-hour rule, which suggests that mastery in any field requires a significant investment of time and effort. Take a guitarist, for instance. They spend countless hours practicing scales and chords, slowly refining their skills until they can create music that moves the soul. Their journey towards mastery is like the melting of an iceberg, revealing the depth of their talent through transparency in their craft. Similarly, a coder who dedicates themselves to learning new programming languages and solving complex problems is like an iceberg slowly melting. Their commitment to transparency in their work, sharing their code and collaborating with others, showcases their mastery and drives innovation. And then there's the surgeon who spends years honing their skills in the operating room, openly discussing their techniques and learning from their colleagues. Their pursuit of mastery is like the melting of an iceberg, revealing the depth of their expertise and fostering trust through transparency. Now, let's take a break from philosophies and dive into some inspiring stories of businesses that have embraced transparency and achieved incredible success. First up, we have the tale of Disney's rise from bankruptcy to an entertainment empire. In the early days, Walt Disney faced numerous challenges, including financial struggles and creative setbacks. However, he remained committed to transparency with his team, openly sharing his vision and encouraging their input. This approach, combined with his unwavering dedication to excellence, allowed Disney to slowly melt away the obstacles and build a company that would capture the hearts and imaginations of people around the world. Pretty inspiring, right? Next, we have the story of Elon Musk's SpaceX and their near failures that ultimately led to groundbreaking success. In the early days of the company, SpaceX faced numerous setbacks, including rocket explosions and missed deadlines. However, Musk remained transparent with his team and the public, openly sharing the challenges they faced and their plans to overcome them. This approach, coupled with their relentless pursuit of innovation, allowed SpaceX to slowly melt away the obstacles and achieve incredible milestones, such as reusable rockets and missions to the International Space Station. It's like watching an iceberg melt away to reveal the incredible potential beneath the surface. And finally, we have the incredible journey of Oprah Winfrey, from rags to TV queen. Oprah faced numerous challenges in her early life, including poverty and abuse. However, she remained committed to transparency, openly sharing her struggles and triumphs with her audience. This approach, combined with her unwavering dedication to empowering others, allowed Oprah to slowly melt away the obstacles and build a media empire that has touched the lives of millions. Her story is like watching an iceberg melt away to reveal the incredible strength and resilience beneath the surface. So, what can we learn from these philosophies and stories? Just like the melting of an iceberg, transparency in business operations can reveal the hidden depths and potential within an organization. By embracing openness and honesty, businesses can foster trust, drive innovation, and achieve incredible success. It's like the difference between a popsicle and a glacier. One melts away quickly, while the other slowly reveals its true size and impact over time. In the end, whether we're talking about Eleanor Roosevelt's emphasis on integrity, Satya Nadella's focus on collaboration, or the inspiring stories of Disney, SpaceX, and Oprah, the message is clear: transparency is the key to unlocking the full potential of any business. So, let's take a page from these incredible figures and organizations, and strive to be like the melting iceberg, slowly revealing our true value and impact through openness, honesty, and a commitment to excellence. After all, as Eleanor Roosevelt once said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And when it comes to transparency in business, that's a pretty empowering thought. And now, we've reached the final stretch of our journey into transparency in business. You see the point, don't you? Transparency isn't just a buzzword, it's the bedrock of trust and integrity. Let's dive deeper into what this means for our lives and how we can apply these lessons. But first, let's get inspired by some incredible stories of perseverance and brilliance. Let's start with Steve Jobs' comeback to Apple. After being ousted from the company he co-founded, Jobs didn't give up. He returned to Apple in 1997, steering the company toward unprecedented success with products like the iPod, iPhone, and iPad. His journey is a testament to the power of resilience and the impact of transparent leadership in turning around a business. Just like an iceberg melting to reveal its hidden depths, Jobs' return unveiled the true potential of Apple. Next, consider Nelson Mandela's 27-year wait for freedom. Mandela's unwavering commitment to transparency and honesty in his fight against apartheid led to his imprisonment. Yet, he emerged not with bitterness but with a vision for a united South Africa. His story is like a fine wine, improving with age and leaving a lasting impact. Mandela's life reminds us that transparency, coupled with patience, can change the world. Then there's Albert Einstein, whose genius didn't shine until later in life. Einstein struggled in school and didn't speak until he was 4. Yet, his persistence paid off when he developed the theory of relativity at 26. Life lessons are like Wi-Fi signals, hard to catch but game-changing when you do. Einstein's journey shows that transparency with oneself about one's strengths and weaknesses can lead to groundbreaking discoveries. Finally, let's look at Ludwig van Beethoven, who continued to compose masterpieces even as he lost his hearing. Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, written when he was almost completely deaf, remains one of the most celebrated works in classical music. His story is like trying to find your phone in a messy room. You know it's there, but it takes persistence and a bit of chaos to uncover it. Beethoven's transparency about his condition allowed him to create music that resonates with millions. So, What does all this mean for life? Transparency in business is more than just sharing data and processes, it's about fostering a culture of openness and honesty that can transform personal and professional relationships. It's like trying to read a book with smudged ink. The clearer the text, the easier it is to understand and appreciate the story. When we apply transparency in our lives, we build trust, encourage collaboration, and create environments where innovation thrives. Can we apply these lessons? Absolutely. Here are 5 tips to help you integrate transparency into your life and work. 1. Be honest with yourself. Take time to reflect on your strengths and weaknesses. Acknowledge areas where you need improvement and seek feedback from others. This self-awareness is the first step toward transparency. 2. Communicate openly, whether at work or home. Share your thoughts and feelings openly. Clear communication builds trust and prevents misunderstandings. It's like trying to assemble a puzzle without the picture. Transparency provides the clarity you need. 3. Encourage feedback. Create an environment where feedback is welcomed and valued. This not only helps you grow but also fosters a culture of continuous improvement. It's like a garden, the more you tend to it, the more it flourishes. 4. Set clear expectations. Whether setting goals for yourself or others, be clear about what you expect. This transparency helps everyone stay aligned and focused on the same objectives. It's like a roadmap, the clearer the directions, the easier the journey. 5. Lead by example. Show others what transparency looks like by being open and honest in your actions. Leadership is like a dance, everyone follows the lead, so make sure your steps are clear and confident. Now, let's wrap up with some questions for you to ponder and share. 1. What's your toughest wait? Share below. Have you ever had to wait for something important in your life? How did you handle it, and what did you learn from the experience? 2. Could you keep going after 1,000 no's? Think about a time when you faced rejection or failure. What kept you going, and how did transparency play a role in your perseverance? 3. How do you encourage transparency in your life? What steps do you take to foster openness and honesty in your personal and professional relationships? Share your strategies with us. 4. What's your favorite story of resilience? Whether it's a personal experience or someone else's journey, what story of resilience inspires you the most? How does it relate to transparency? 5. Can transparency change the world? Do you believe that transparency in business and life can lead to broader societal changes? Why or why not? Let's discuss in the comments. As we conclude, remember that transparency is like the melting of an iceberg, revealing what lies beneath the surface. Eleanor Roosevelt taught us the value of honesty and openness, while Satya Nadella's leadership at Microsoft shows how a culture of transparency can drive innovation. And Patagonia's success story illustrates how transparency can build consumer trust and loyalty, leading to sustained business growth. So, let's embrace transparency in our lives and businesses. Let's be open, honest, and clear in our actions and communications. Because when we do, we not only build trust and foster innovation, but we also create a world where everyone can thrive. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments below.
you.